And make sure y'all follow us. I don't know if you know, but follow Cherry Pop Pod. And Pop
Pop
Pod is
Pod
entertainment, period.
Entertainment. Alrighty, y'all.
What's up, you all? We big. We big.
Cherry Papa Tuesday.
Cherry
Happy
Papa Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. What's up, you all?
What's up? It's HD here.
It's Aisha Rule.
Oh my god, I'm just so excited every time we link up, girl.
Let me pause and say, look, if y'all have not subscribed to the
Thank
pod,
you.
I, I'm kind of confused on what y'all doing. Why not?
What are you waiting on?
Like, come hear us, come
It
see
takes
us on YouTube. If you there,
yeah.
like, do that too.
It takes a minute, less than a minute. You can even make a game out of it. Do a countdown and see how long it takes you to subscribe to the podcast, subscribe to YouTube, and give us the 5 stars. That's all you need to do.
Period. Boom,
I
boom,
ain't even
boom,
gonna
boom.
ask for the comment. I would like a comment,
And
but I ain't
look,
even gonna ask for the comment.
it ain't even no excuse because, like, right now, we on everything. Uh, we own everything. So, like, I mean, if you want to hit us on Google Play, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, oh
Amazon.
Amazon. Oh, are we on
Okay.
iHeart too now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well,
I
then
heart
look,
too.
it's no excuse. Just subscribe to the party, and then like on YouTube, click that post notification so you don't miss this. Like you don't miss this
Yeah.
action. Cause look, we fire. Period, Pooh.
And follow us on Instagram at Cherry Pop Pod.
Cherry pop pop. Period.
Yes. Everything
Okay.
first.
Just
And
just
so,
wanted to let y'all know because
yeah, that was key
I'm tired of
information.
y'all like listening to our stuff and you're not subscribed.
That was that was key information. Please,
Please
please.
help me out. Help me, please. Like
Okay.
help us out. Help us out. Like we know how to subscribe. Like we jokes, honestly.
And truly.
And that's just that
But
on that.
so
Anyways, back
now
to the
that that's
episode.
out the way, yes,
Happy Tuesday.
happy Tuesday. And let's get started with our first for today. Today, we are talking about first fears. We're going to dig a
Ooh,
little deep today.
it's levels. It's levels to this one. You know,
Yeah, it's so
we gonna
interesting.
we're gonna start off a little elementary and then get into some deep stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and like as yeah, because when we were preparing for this episode, it was interesting to see how many like as we go through life's journey, there's so many different
Mhm.
fears. Like you said, like we'll start elementary. So like as a child, first like childhood fears, and traumas. Like and you know, although we say like the childhood fears can be elementary, that like what we go through as a child can
Yes.
carry on throughout your adulthood.
And I was gonna say that because like me just realizing what my first fear was like that I was conscious of,
Hmm.
that's some adult stuff too.
Yeah, so
It really, really is.
it
And
actually
I really
follows you. It really can follow you. So let's hop right into it. What was slash is your first childhood fear that you
my
can think of?
my first childhood fear that I kind of remember and I will never forget it.
Oh God.
Like I didn't want to be deep, but I am a little deep right now. Like, I mean, of course, I don't like bugs and none of that. But I remember when I first started kindergarten
Hmm.
and I really had a fear of people. Like I really had a fear of talking to people. Like I did not want to I was super 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 shy
Hmm.
and I was, I don't know it, and then it's weird because like this is when I was like 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
3 or 4. So it's kind of weird that I had this thought at that age, and
Mhm.
now that I'm older, I can actually kind of put it in perspective. I really was nervous and I felt like I had a fear of being judged
Hmm.
about who I was. And it's like, girl, when you 3 or 4, doesn't nobody give a fuck. But I
I
really was
know.
nervous. I was scared. I did not want to talk to anybody. I was so nervous. I didn't want like I really was scared of people.
And that, you know what? You just helped me realize something because I was about to say my first childhood fear that I can think of was in the dark, being in the dark. Which sometimes I still be scared of the dark. I ain't gonna lie. But
Ooh,
I'm
baby,
like, let me turn on a little light. That's why I
I
can't watch
can't.
scary stuff. But you helped me realize that that is one of mine too. Like we both have
Yeah.
that in common. I remember being in preschool, getting dropped off. I think this is the first day of school because I'm always reminded of this. One of me, my parents, and one of the teachers, Miss Smith or Miss
Mhm.
Washington, they're really close. Like they're both Belizean. They're really close now to this
Mhm.
day. And so Miss Smith, she worked at the school back then, and she always brings this up. She was like, "Wow, this is heaven," because I used to be at the gate, holding on to the gate, not wanting
Bruh.
to go into the school grounds for class. Like I did not want my mom to leave me. I was holding. I didn't want to get to know nobody, and so yeah, I was really shy and
Mhm.
especially at church too. Like I didn't want to get to know none of them Sunday school kids. Don't even put me in Sunday school.
Yes.
I don't want to be a part of it. I just want to sit right here next to my parents. And I don't know where that derived from. I mean, I
Mhm.
guess maybe I don't know. Like I have an older brother. He was in the house, but he was a grown teenager when I was like
Mhm.
born and a kid. And then my sister didn't come until I was a grown teenager. So kind of like only child, but I know a lot
Mhm.
of only children aren't like that. So I'm like, I don't know where that came from. And I'm totally different now, totally different
Mhm.
person. But I feel like now that I'm older, some of those traits still live within because, like, if I'm pursuing a new career or something, or like I'm good at a lot of things as it relates to the arts, but I'm still shy and get scared of showing.
Yes.
I don't like to showcase that or like share like, oh, I auditioned for this or show my monologue. Like I don't do that unless I'll text you guys. And
Yeah.
some people will be like out here, and I'm like, oh no, like y'all gonna just have to see me when you see me.
And it,
So
and I totally get it because like honestly, I'm just now realizing how I felt back then as a child relates to me now. Like it's some of the
yeah.
same traits that I carry. And like
Hmm.
I might be a little more outspoken now, but I still have that fear of being judged, or if I say this, well, they feel a certain way about this, or like I'm cautious about what I say or how I let people in.
Hmm.
And I don't want to feel that way, but like now I'm getting like this has always been a theme for me from the beginning. Even though like if you ask people now, they'd be like, "Girl, you be running your mouth. You be talking shit." But honestly, I still in that same I still feel like that same little 3 4 year old like
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to say this because it's how I feel. I'm really shy when it comes to meet new people. People don't think so, but I really am shy about meeting new people. I don't like to meet new people,
Uh
and
huh.
I'm nervous. I never know what to say, and that's only because I feel like whatever I say, I'm gonna be judged on it.
Hmm.
And that's just like a me thing. Like the other person may not even feel that or feel that way. Like I done played
Yeah.
good, but honestly, I'm sitting here like I be in thought. Like before I speak, if I meet somebody new, I'm really in thought. Like you might not
Really.
see, I'm really sitting here like I wonder, like if I say this, like are they okay? Like would they understand?
Oh my
And I be
god.
having conversations with myself. I might sound crazy, but I have conversations with myself like, I don't know. And then I might just throw something out there and see how somebody reacts to it. And
Uh-huh.
then I'm like, maybe they're cool. But I'm still very like shy and scared to get to know anybody.
Yeah.
Like get to know anybody new.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't know. Like I don't get scared to meet new people per se.
Hmm.
Sometimes I just don't be feeling like being social, but like I end up still talking and like just saying random stuff. I guess I don't know, I have the mindset to where I'm like, it's another human being. And
Hmm.
if you're not feeling me and you are looking at me crazy, then take two steps that way and get out of my face. You know what I'm saying? Like but I
I
get it
should
though.
be like that.
I know, but it's hard. It's easier said than done for sure.
Yeah.
Like, because with me, mine is with in regards to my talents, and it's like, okay, if you don't like what I'm putting out, if you don't like what I'm doing, then it's the same thing applies. Go the
Yeah,
other way. But it's easier said than done, and I get it. And
it
I just
is.
wonder, like, where did that come from? You know, especially being a child. Like, how did that develop? I don't know.
You know what? Now that I'm older and I'm starting to have conversations with like family members and like older people like my mom and stuff like that, I'm starting to realize where it like comes from because
Mm,
like my mom, she can portray like she's just like I don't care. I don't But then in the same breath, she really give a fuck. She really give a fuck what you think about her, to be honest. Like
oh,
she
okay.
really does. And she's not that she's social, but she's not. Like it's weird.
Yeah.
I'm starting to like watch people's behavior and it's like, I kind of realize I have that little trait that you're
Mm,
doing, and I really don't know if I like it or not. I'm trying to, change it up, but
yeah.
like I'm noticing where it really comes from. So it's like I don't know. And the thing is like if like now I can tell somebody like look, I'm super shy. I don't like it. I get nervous. I don't like any of that.
Uh-huh.
And a lot of people would be like, "Girl, what? We don't believe you.
Right.
Like, we
Because
don't
it's
believe
really
you." And it's
stuff
like,
that
honestly,
I like.
yeah, I really like just hide it. Like, I'm really like not that I don't like it. I'm shy, I'm nervous, and maybe you don't see it, but like I know,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know, but I think it you can it honestly to me, I feel like it's something that you kind of see from like parents or like people ahead of you like you
Yeah.
at the end of the day kids are very um observant and they mimic, they really do.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then I don't know I really don't
I
know.
know. It's like something I need to talk to a therapist about. Because now that I'm
Yeah.
thinking back too, I'm like, okay, I didn't want to go into the school grounds, but why is that? Was it because just wasn't ready and I didn't feel like starting at that moment? Because I see that a lot in myself nowadays where I like to move on my own terms in my own time. And that could be a problem because I'll be running late a lot of the time. And so it's like, does that derive from my childhood? You know, like from me,
It
like
is.
feeling like I don't know. So I have to dig deeper into that now that that's been brought up. I'm like, I need to just sit down and write down like where I think that came from and like how to combat that, I guess.
Yeah, I just feel like nowadays I'm starting to really focus on getting to know myself a little bit
Yes.
and trying to change behaviors that I feel like are not okay and like trying to break generational curses. Like I'm trying to like really become like this positive being. And so now that
Yeah.
I'm seeing like certain traits that I do, I'm wondering like where that derives from or like why do I feel this way? Like I people might be like I sit here and be like, I don't think I'm that talented like that. Like honestly,
Girl.
I can sit here and be like, sometimes I'll be like, I don't think people really rock with stuff that I do. And then like in the same breath, people will be like, girl, what?
Yeah.
Like people be like, girl, and I'm just like, yo, like I don't know. I think I have like a fear. Ooh, is that? I think I have like a fear of being judged and a fear of being criticized and like
Mhm.
the type of society that we in right now. It's
Yeah.
hard to develop that type of thick skin to where it's like people could say all this type of stuff about you and you have to sit here and be like, I'm great.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
You
it's very
know?
hard, especially like you said in this social media age where everything is at the hands of someone leaving a comment or disliking a YouTube video. Like we were just talking about that. And it's like, okay, it could be a troll out there. Like they probably didn't even watch the video. They just wanted to put thumbs down
Yep.
just because. So it's like it's a matter of having that confidence in yourself no matter what, because there's always
Yeah.
going to be some people out there who are not going to like it, not going to rock with it, might not
Yeah.
be their style, their taste, or whatever. And unfortunately, instead of just moving past it, they're gonna have something to say. And it's like, okay,
Period.
let me see what you're up to, what you're doing. But
It's like it's
you know,
almost like a mental battle that you have to have with yourself. And it's a
mm-hmm.
shame you gotta have that type of battle because like I don't want anybody to get it misconstrued. I believe that I'm bomb as hell. So
Yeah, as
like
you said.
let's not get that confused. I think I'm the flyest person walking in the street. So like let's not
Yes,
get that misconstrued, but it still be hurting to like to
Be-
to have somebody question your feelings about yourself. Like,
yeah. Even
oh
if you
what?
don't know them, because
Yeah,
words hurt.
it
Period.
does.
I
It
will
really
never
does.
forget back in college, like one of my comm classes, we had to write an essay about how words can hurt. And that really opened my eyes to a lot of things. And I will never forget that exercise because it really does. It doesn't matter who it comes from, where it comes from. It's like, dang, you think that about me? Like, you don't even know
Yes.
me. And it's like, that's the point. You don't even know me. So then I don't have to prove nothing to you. And that should not affect me the way it does, but it
Mhm.
does. I saw a post on Twitter. Somebody was like, dang, I can't believe there's so many Beyonce haters out there. She literally does her job and gets out of y'all faces. Like you don't see her
We're
out
for
in, on
real.
social media unless it relates to like a bomb shoot, which means a project is coming, Ivy Park is coming, a documentary, something is coming. She's
Mhm.
about her business, and y'all still
Period.
out here hating on her and talking about her like, please. And this is Beyonce, so
You know, my thing about like stuff like that, it's weird because it's just like Beyonce, I'm not like the person that be like and pass out. I don't do that. I really don't. I don't do that about anybody. Okay,
mhm.
because at the end of the day, everybody's regular to me.
Yeah, we're all
But it's
human.
like you at some point you need to put respect on people's name. Beyonce, she really comes out and performs like at her hardest. Like if you've ever been to a concert of hers or performance of hers, like she gives 120. Like
It's
it's
mind
never
blowing.
been nothing like even when she falls, bro, she turn
Girl,
around and get back up like that ain't never happened.
like
So
it's a part of the show, a true
like
performer.
she's a great performer and I don't think people even realize how hard it is to dance and sing and breathe
Girl,
and like this is a it is really hard, so people that don't even
it is.
know how to dance, know how to do any of it, they not really understanding how hard that is to actually do that and then do it as flawlessly as she does it. Like she works crazy to me,
Exactly. Yeah,
and
no,
this
for
is just
real.
me just viewing it. So
Just
it's like
viewing it
she ain't
and the
never
type
really
of
done
impact
nothing.
that she has from us
Yeah,
just
like
watching.
she's never really done anything for me to be like, or me to just hate on something. Now, if she says something or like something get a little different, then I'll say something. But at the end of the day, like like I said, I'm not like die hard like I'm about to pass out in the street. But look, Beyonce is great.
You
You
gotta
have to
respect the
respect
craft.
it. You have to.
You got to
Someone
respect
that
the
goes
craft.
that hard about their purpose is it should be all respect at the end of the day. And then it's like a lot of the same people, this is what I have a problem with. A lot of the same people that will hate on certain stuff like that will turn around and be like, oh, black empowerment and this and this, and want to try to uplift us, but you're talking shit at the same moment. And it's like you can't do stuff like that. Like how
Right.
I've seen I've seen black people. This is like, I don't know if he's considered a rapper. I don't remember his name. Like, I don't know what he supposedly is really supposed to be doing. So
Mhm.
he had the nerve to sit there and say, I love black women, this and this and this, right? And then turn
Mhm.
around and told another black woman that you're not going to make it unless you get your boobs done and your ass done.
Oh my gosh.
So it's
Sir.
like, how do you say stuff like this to a black queen, period?
Right.
And then in the
And
same
who's
breath,
you to say I'm not gonna make it
right? Like, how are you gonna
unless I
tell
get this,
me?
that, and the other done?
And then and for me, like, I get it. I had a nigga tell me that he would never date me because I'm not proportioned. Like he
Oh
sat
my
there and
gosh.
told me you're not
And it's like these
proportioned.
people have the
So it's
nerve to
like, how
let
you
these
gonna judge
words.
me? Like, you better be lucky that your pants ain't down and I can't see your dick. Because
Oh
like,
my
how
gosh.
do I know if you're proportioned to my standards? Like, don't
It's
sit here
like,
and do this type of mess. And who gives a fuck? Like,
why are you letting these words come out of your mouth as if you are the king handsome
oh,
of the land? Like you're
girl.
not,
And
you're
but
probably
these
not
and
all
these be
that
the
yourself, but it
These be the
doesn't
same
matter.
people that turn around and say black is beautiful, support black business, black is, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, but y'all talk
Yeah.
this way about black women. I don't
Yeah.
like stuff like that. That's
Right. And there's
that's it.
always, and those type of people are always, unfortunately, going to be around and always going to have something
Yeah,
to
it
say,
is.
which is why it's like, we can't
You
listen
have
to
to
them and
just
bother let that affect you
you
because,
have to find a place of I don't know. You have to find a place of peace within yourself to actually just drown out that type of noise because like
it's always going to be
it's
there,
always gonna be
unfortunately.
there. It don't matter how big you are, how small you are. It's always gonna be there. And it's a shame that it's gonna be there, but it's always gonna be there. But
Yeah.
that's something that I personally battle with every day. Like trying not to let people that dislike a post or like don't
Yeah.
repost some shit of mine. Like that's something I battle with.
Yeah. And that's why I love the saying, be your own biggest fan because it's so important. Like it's
Mhm.
the simplest thing, but like when you're your own biggest fan, then that'll help with eliminating those
Yeah.
feelings from those people who are always so negative you
That's
know
why I said it's always a lane for everybody. Just like my brother, for example, when he was in college, he had a teacher tell him that he couldn't draw. Like art was not him.
Mm-mm.
That was trash. Told him like his stuff was trash, and he went through a period where he was just like, maybe I am. Maybe this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? And my
Yeah.
brother is dope. Like if you
Right.
seen his art, like he is dope. If he would have allowed somebody to really, and I had to tell him like, bro, don't allow one person's opinion just because they've been put in a position of power
Power. Yeah.
to define what you are or what you think of yourself. So like you have to like ignore that
Yeah.
voice.
And
So if he
also
would
they're
have listened,
probably
he wouldn't have done a lot of the artwork that he's done that is actually pretty great. If he
exactly. And a lot of people, like, because like you said, they're in that position of power, they probably feel like they want to be able to control and say, oh no, you can't do that, you're not that. And it's probably because they're hating because they and never got to that level. Their life
right.
took another road. Like they're teaching, maybe they didn't want to teach, maybe they wanted to be the next Picasso out here. And I don't know if
Yeah.
Picasso taught or not, maybe he did, but you get what I'm saying. Like they probably wanted to be the next big artist and they didn't, and now they're teaching, which is no
Yep.
problem with that. But that's what we have to be. I feel like we just have to be open to the path where life will take us because you just never
Mm.
know.
You
And
just never know.
you have to trust that where you are is where you're supposed to be.
Cause
You'll
I
be
feel
much
like,
happier.
especially when it comes to arts, everything is objective and subjective. Like
And
you,
that's any type of art. That can be
any
visual,
type of
that
art,
can be
yeah,
like our podcast, dance, singing,
everything,
acting, everything.
everything. Like
Unless you just
one
plain write
person may
stuff.
not like it, but another person may. Like, and at the end of the day, I'm gonna show you why this needs to be here. Like, I'm gonna prove to you, as long as you're consistent in what you're trying to do, you can
Yeah.
really prove to anybody that this is needed.
Not that
Period.
anybody is worth being proved to, because if
That
that's
is
something you're
true.
passionate about, you just got to keep going for
You just keep
yourself,
going.
because that's something that you love, that you want, and that fulfills you and makes you happy. But
Period.
at the same time, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna prove you wrong, okay? But we shouldn't live to be
Like that
proving for others. Yeah,
at all.
yeah. But so going on, so I think that kind of relates to like the emotional. It's like an emotional state. It's a mental state. So is there anything else you can think of that's like an emotional fear?
Emotionally, I had a fear of being vulnerable. Like I had a
Mm.
fear of letting people completely in.
Oh wow.
Like initially I was just like years ago, like long time ago, I was just like, I'm not gonna let nobody know if I felt a way about anything. I'm not gonna
Oh, so
say
like
anything.
confrontational.
I definitely had a fear of confrontation for sure. Like that wasn't even my thing because
Yeah.
and that's only because I was putting my feelings behind someone else's. I always put everybody else's feelings above my own. So
Mm-hmm.
I always had a fear that if I said that I disagreed with something or that's not how I felt or I felt differently about a situation, that I was going to be crucified for that or it was going to
Mm.
cause a confrontation. And so I just never said my
Yeah.
feelings at all, which is not okay. Like you're always don't apologize for your feelings. Period.
Period.
Don't ever apologize for your feelings. Like I've learned that. Don't apologize for your feelings. Your feelings are your feelings. You cannot help your feelings.
Yeah.
I would say have a conversation about your feelings before you just lose your mind. Like do that.
Yeah.
Like at least have a intelligent adult conversation
Right. Which
and
is
be
still hard for
tuned
some
with your
people to
feelings.
do.
It
Some
is.
yeah, which that's something that some individuals might need to work through for on their own behalf, you
It
know.
is.
And like you said earlier, it might some people might judge, and some people might, it might not turn out ideal, but like you
Mhm.
said, don't apologize for your feelings. I like that.
Yeah, like
um I
don't
lost my other
and that's
thought.
something you had I had that's something I had to learn to not ever apologize for my feelings because at the end of the day, you can't help how you feel. You really can't. That's something you
Mhm.
cannot help how you feel. How you
Right.
react is something you can help. So if
Yes.
you are feeling a certain way, and I've learned to like if I'm feeling a way in that moment, or like something is happening, let me like I'm trying to be considerate and then I'm not. Okay. So I consider everybody else's viewpoint of stuff.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
always
yeah.
sit back and like, well, if I were them, what's my thought process on how this moved? Or like what I always consider everybody else's situation, but at the end of the day, I'm never apologizing for how I feel in the situation because that's exactly how I felt. I can't help
Mhm.
how I felt. This is what led up to me feeling this way. And so I should have the right to tell you that I felt this way about some stuff. So like don't have a fear of saying like you felt a way or like you're nervous about hurting somebody's feelings. It's all on delivery. As long as you deliver it correctly,
Yeah.
don't ever apologize for your feelings. That's how I feel.
Yes.
Don't ever apologize
Yeah.
for your feelings.
Yeah, definitely. Delivery and being
Delivery.
open-minded as well.
Yeah. You have to
Because
be able to listen. listening is definitely key. I understand
Hmm.
you got your own feelings about, but you have to be able to listen
Exactly.
and like listen to a to in a way where you're not ready to rebuttal. Like
Yeah,
if
you
someone's
can't.
telling you something, don't sit here and like I have what I'm about to say back next, but you're really not hearing the person because you're so
Yes.
worried about saying what you're gonna say next that you're not understanding what they're telling you. You have to sit back, really, really listen and focus on what they're saying to you, and then you respond in that moment.
Hmm. Yeah, I definitely
But
agree.
that's a fear
Definitely.
that I feel like people, I don't know if everybody do. I've dealt with that, and that's something I've grown up and matured about, and now I'm able to communicate these type of feelings and situations. But like before, I did not. My delivery was not it in that I wasn't even communicating. To be honest, like years ago, I just cut you off. I'm not speaking. We not. This ain't no conversation. Look at that light. Okay,
Girl,
y'all not
golden
on.
hour. Like
If
I couldn't hide anymore because now I'm
if
about to
you
be.
if you are not on YouTube watching this, like this
But
glow
yeah, this is
that's
bomb.
coming
Okay,
through in Heather's play, bop.
bomb.
But
I couldn't try to get out the shade anymore. I mean, get
I
in the
feel like
shade.
it was one of the other with me. Either I'm gonna
Ain't nothing cut
cuss
that.
you out, like
Uh,
I'm gonna just run my mouth. I'm just gonna go crazy, or I'm gonna shut you out. Like I never, and not until like a few years ago, probably I've matured a little bit and now I'm able to actually communicate with people because communication is something that people are not great at it. And like they can say they are, they're not.
yeah,
They're really not.
and because
Communicating
like
is not just saying how you feel. It's listening to the other person, how they feel or what the situation was and then analyzing it. People are not great at that at all.
yeah, and being able to have that adult conversation
Yes.
to talk things through once you've listened to their side of the story, once they've listened to your side of the story, and being able to resolve that or come to
Yes.
some type of consensus,
Yes.
whether it's
Come
to
to a consensus. Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
so in an adult way, not a Real Housewives way or whatever those shows are.
Love and
I don't
hip
watch those
hop
shows.
way,
Love and
okay?
Hip Hop.
Like
There we go, like that.
we not doing that. I'm too old. I'm just not
Yeah,
doing. I'm not argue. I don't want to argue. I don't like to argue. Honestly, like I can, but do I like to? No, I really don't. I rather sit here and you tell your side, I tell my side. We understand each other's viewpoints, and
yeah.
we just make a decision. Therefore, on how we move with our
Do
type
we
of
need
relationship.
space from each other?
You
Are we
know,
going
like
to drop this situation? Which either way, I feel like if it's a bad situation, it should always be dropped because whether you
mm,
agree to be friends, you can't have that situation still lingering around. And
that's true.
if you agree to move on and take space from each other, you still don't want that situation in the
Yeah,
back of your head because that means you're not over it, and that means you're going to be
true.
going on throughout your life stressed
That
and
is
thinking about
true.
this situation, and it's just not going to bring you any happiness or fulfillment. So
That's why I'm like how I am now. I just want some clarity and some type of peace and understanding before I end any situation and like any situation that's going on. I always want clarity.
yeah,
For example, me and my ex, I didn't do anything. If we want to keep it, I did not do nothing. But because of the love and respect I had for this person, I wanted to make sure that our last encounter was not negative. I wanted to make sure that we had a clarity and it was nothing on my end that I wasn't seeing that
yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure that I gave this 100 and that I fully listened to what you had to say and I just did not go off solely on however the hell I was feeling in that moment. I wanted to make sure I
yeah,
heard your point of view and realized where you were coming from and I want you to hear exactly where I was coming from and we still be cool.
Yeah, and that's very mature of you. And I feel like
You know?
that's a great example for everyone to, live by those rules, by those guidelines, because life is short and you
It
don't want to
is. You
have
just never
that
know.
guilt. You don't want to have that guilt of if something, God forbid, were to happen and it's like, dang, we ended on wrong terms. Like that'll live on with you forever. And that's not a good feeling.
Let me make a disclosure though. Let me make a disclaimer. Okay. The only the only reason why I hit him is because there's history there. We were together for like 4 years. We had a friendship beyond that. So, if I sat here and said I care about this person so much, at one point like I care, and it's not like he didn't cheat or there was nothing like that as the source. Like I want to make sure that at the end of the day, if we can't be together, we still can be cool. We can be cordial because
Yeah.
if something ever would have happened to him, I would have felt away knowing that I did not clear the air with him or like we did not clear this space. So I want to make
Hmm.
sure like we still good. Now, if we're talking about people that cheat, I'm not mature enough to handle that.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I'm
I
mature.
honestly don't even know how I would go about in a situation if it was someone who were to cheat. And that leads to my answer for this emotional. I think my emotional fear is
Mhm.
more in the future, and I would say the first thing that comes to my mind is like divorce. Whether it's from us not whether it's from like someone cheating, whether it's me or him, because you never know what happened in the future. I would
Mhm.
never want to be the person to cheat, but you never know. And when optimism goes wrong.
Right.
But yeah, no, like divorce has been always been a fear of mine because obviously
Really?
that means that something went south. Something went south. Why else are you getting a divorce? It didn't work out. Whether someone cheated, whether you guys grew apart, one party doesn't want to have kids. I've been seeing that being displayed in a lot of
Mhm.
shows. Like that was in Girlfriends. That was Jeannie, my story before she got with Jeezy. She didn't want to have kids. Her husband ended up wanting to have kids. It didn't work out. I guess they're cool, whatever. But like there's a huge disagreement. There's something that does not work out. And so it's
Mhm.
like, I just don't even I don't want to be in that situation.
So because you have a fear of divorce per se, do you have a fear of marriage?
So that's a great question because I was pondering that as well. Because back in the day, when I used to always say, "Oh my God, I'm scared of getting divorced. I don't ever want to get divorced." Blah blah
Mhm.
blah. But today, now that I'm 31 and more wiser and mature, I was thinking like, well, what about marriage and
Mhm.
pregnancy? That was another thing that was on my list.
Mhm.
And honestly, I am kind of scared of getting married now just because like
Mm.
we are in a whole different generation, different time, and it's just like a scary thought. Like
Mhm.
I can't even go on a date. I can't
Mm.
even
Cha.
like no like people can't be consistent.
Mm.
I can't even meet anyone. It's hard. So what do you mean I'm going to get married out here? Like and then when
Bruh.
you get married and then things start to be revealed, and I don't know, it's because I'm watching too much TV. I'm binging Girlfriends right now, and Tony's dealing with Todd. And I mean, Tony's a bad example, but it's just like, do I even want to get married? And I can't believe
Ooh,
I'm saying this. I can't believe
no.
I'm saying this because I used to be, I can't wait to get married. But
Yep.
I'm thinking it's because we grew up with that fantasy, that Disneyland
Mhm.
fantasy of, oh,
Yes.
I want to wear the pretty dress. I want all
Yes.
my friends and family to be there to see me in my white gown. But it's not about that.
Mm.
That ain't even the marriage. That is just
At
a
all.
celebration. So it's like, but I am a lover and I feel like I am a hopeless romantic. So I do want that challenge
Mhm.
to be able to that child this sounds terrible. That challenge to be able to love somebody unconditionally. But I guess it is a challenge. Like I want that challenge to be able to grow and build with a guy and have a
Mhm.
family. Like I would love that. Like that is like another type of love that I have never experienced, that and that I would love to experience, you know?
Uh-huh.
But so that does scare the crap out of me because I've never had that type of love before. Like I love her, like I love y'all, I love my
Mhm.
family, my friends. But like this type of love for your
Mhm.
soulmate, like the person you are gonna potentially spend the rest of your life with, through thick and thin, through sickness and disease, through whatever the other vows they say are, like that is scary. That is scary
Girl,
because you don't know how the future is going to pan out. You don't know who's going to pass first. If someone passes, like you don't
it's a
know
lot.
who. If it's a lot, like it's another human being that's a part of you forever. So it's like that's scary, but it's also very rewarding, and that's something that I would like to experience. So yeah, marriage scares me, um, but it's something that I'm willing
Girl.
to still risk and
I've
be a experience, I guess.
no, I've I've I think I've closed the door on all of it. And
Yeah.
and and honestly, if anybody knows me, I've always been the person like, don't ever hold your past situations in your new situation. I've always been the person, anytime I go into something, I go into it wholeheartedly. I go into it all the way 100. I give everything because I feel like it's not fair for me to treat you away because of my past situations.
Yeah.
So I always give people the benefit. But like lately, I've just been like, I don't even know if I have a fear of marriage anymore. I think I've just took it off the plate. Honestly, I
Mm.
don't feel like marriage is in the cards. Like,
You don't feel like it's in the cards because why? Because of
because
like,
I just feel like I can't even get past the hump. Like, I feel like people are constantly like playing with me. Like,
yeah,
so it's like, and like I get that's when they come when you not looking for it, sis.
that's what
I
they
get all
all
that.
say,
I
and
get
that's
all
what I've seen has happened with some of my friends. It has happened. That's what people
like,
say, and it is true to some people. For some people, but
but it's like, how do I get to that point so where like if it just pop up that I'm supposed to be all in? Like I'm so guarded and just cold hearted. I don't believe shit. I
guarded
don't
and
care.
cold-hearted.
I do not care what you saying. I don't care. I've had niggas sit there and say, I prayed for a bitch like, well, not a bitch, but prayed for a female like you, and like do me dirt. So like, bro, I don't believe
So
none of you
like,
no more.
girl,
Like, I
no,
don't believe
I
none of
feel
you.
you.
When people be hello, you're a liar.
Not at
You're a
hello.
complete liar.
You
I know
had
you're
me
lying.
at hello.
Like, why are you saying hello to me? You're a liar. Like
Oh
that's
no,
how
don't
bad
even
I feel
start.
now. And anybody
Don't
knows,
even
I
bother.
I have never operated in that way. Like, I've always just been real open and real cool and real like, oh, okay. Like, I'm very like, I'm an open person. Like, I just like, you
Yeah.
can probably sit with me and you could be a total stranger. You could sit with me and you probably know my whole life, not my whole life, but you
She gonna
probably know a
pop.
lot about me because like,
Yeah.
I don't really hide nothing. I'm just real like open like that, which could be bad, I guess. But you know, but like now,
Yeah. No, I feel you. I
oh,
feel like the only reason, like, okay, so I have those same thoughts, right? But like, the only reason why I'm still willing and haven't given up on love and like marriage, because like I mentioned, I want to experience that type of love, the love,
mm,
for your soulmate and for like kids, if I'm able to have kids. But I'm trying to look at it because I'm very optimistic. So I'm trying to look at it as like, so for example, like my career and job, like I'm not where I want to be yet, right? And
mhm,
sometimes things look cloudy and it's like, well, dang, like this is how the industry is right now. Like this sucks. Like, oh my God, I'm still here. Like, when is this going to happen? When is the break going to happen?
Mhm.
But so I feel like I'm comparing it to the same to, being in love and finding the relationship. It's like, I don't want to give up because you just don't know the future and the outcome. So it's like, yeah, things are rocky now. If you want to go to the Bible, I'm walking through the valley of the shadow of death right now. Things are gray and rusty, and I'm looking to my left and my right, and I'm like, oh, the bones, the dirt, the scum, the classes, the liars, the BSers, like wasting my time. And it's like all of that. I'm walking through it though. We're walking through it. So you just don't
Right.
know the light at the end of the tunnel. So that's the only reason why I'm still like, I still believe in love.
I don't. I did. I really did. I really did. And now and I hate to be at this space because like honestly, if this was somebody else telling me like how I'm speaking, if they were to tell me stuff like that, I would be the most optimistic person. Like, no, you can't feel that way. No, you can't think like that. I mean, that was just one bad experience.
No,
Now,
I get it. Yeah, no.
now I'm really just like they like like I have developed a fear of trusting people. I no longer trust anything no one says. Like people just bullshit, and like I've had people be like, well, you should expect that, like you should. And the sad part is, no, I shouldn't. I should
Right.
expect when people speak to me and people talk to me that they're being 100% honest. Like I should
Yeah.
expect that people are saying the real and not sitting here bullshitting and lying. Like that's what I should expect. So
Girl, you would
for
think.
yeah, so for people to be like, well, that's normal. For people to be out here just saying whatever and lying, why you shocked? I'm shocked because, and especially because people that know me, I don't move like that. I give you 100. I'll tell you exactly what it is. Like,
Like we said earlier, words hurt. And with if you're especially if you're constantly being and feeling betrayed and lied to, and like that will affect the next good person that can potentially
right.
come into your life and make it even harder. And it's just, I mean, it's all a part of life lessons, but like it
Mm.
doesn't have to be that difficult if people would just learn how to communicate and be honest. And so that's something that we will have to all work through, because it's something that I feel like everybody can
And
be better with.
and it's like at this point right now, I have a fear of letting anybody else in. As far as like
Mm-hmm.
somebody like I deal with, I have a fear of letting anybody else in. And
Yeah.
like right now I'm completely done. But before I was still like, yeah, I have this fear, but I'm still about to give you an inch. You know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna give like an inch. I'm still gonna see if you prove me wrong.
Hell
The
no.
fear I have is dealing with a lot of y'all niggas. That's the fear.
No,
That's
that's
the fear.
real. Because
The
I ain't
fear I
trying to
have
get
is
played.
is trying to navigate whether I should give a nigga a chance.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
at
no,
this
that's
point, I'm
valid.
I'm I'm so fearful. I'm not letting nobody in. Good luck.
But see, you don't want to. So that's the thing. Like, I don't think we should be fearful of that, because I don't know.
And I
Like,
hear you. I was like that. I think I got to the point now that I'm just like, nah. Like I feel like people were trying to prove this so much to me because like I have been the most optimistic person ever. Like I will sit here and be like, yes, they hurt you, but like, why would you do this to a new person? You can't bring that into this. I used to be try to be the most positive person. Now I get it.
so okay, that's what I'm
Thank you
saying. So
guys. I understand. Y'all
so
y'all help me. I get it.
I think now moving forward, it's not necessarily, it shouldn't be a fear of being open to the guys, but rather just being more cautious. Like, so still not revealing it all, telling all once you enter in a new situation, but just being aware and cautious of what you reveal so you won't get hurt when
See
they
it
act up. Because
and
most
see
likely it seems like everybody just don't have good intentions,
and
unfortunately.
see I hear you, and but then my fear is when
But to me,
do
I think
you allow that to happen? When do you allow someone
that
to
will
get
vary.
and that's scary to me. Like now
Yeah.
I feel like I cannot allow anybody to get that deep into my spirit because you about to do me dirt. Like
Yeah.
I don't
And that's
believe.
where it's a thin line. It's like, because you don't want to you don't want to go into a new relationship or whatever
Yeah.
with fear, especially because that eliminates trust. And it's like, why am I even getting to know you if I can't even trust you from jump, you know?
That's
But you
why
don't,
I'm not dating.
and that's it right there. That's it right there.
That's why we not dating.
So I think that if you are interested in getting to know someone else, someone new, and you're starting this whole process
Yeah.
over, which I hate, um, don't go into it with fear. Either you go into it with full confidence
Yeah.
and hope that they aren't full of shit like the other pack that came
Yeah.
before, or don't date at all.
Yeah. Like
So
if
you
you
can get your mind right and like really, don't have that fear mindset. You
yes.
know,
I would say if you're in like this type of space that I am, honestly, I think you need to take a time out for yourself and
yes,
to like love yourself, get to know yourself, just really be confident
yes,
with yourself
yeah.
before you decide to let somebody else into your world.
That's
Because
it.
if you're still not healed from past situations, that shit will create a fear of like you'll have this fear and then you constantly still letting people in and then it just will mess shit all the fuck
It'll
up.
mess it up. Even
So
if he is not full of shit, it'll still
yes,
mess it up.
it'll
So
just mess it up. So just
that's what
sometimes
I was
when you
trying to
get to
say.
this point, start loving yourself. Take some time out, love yourself, and just block everything else out because like don't let these niggas get you fucked up. You're a queen, bitch. Like you're a fucking queen. Don't let these niggas fuck your shit up. Don't let these niggas get you a
And
little
vice
cocky
versa,
because
because
they ain't shit, bro. Okay?
vice versa too, because girls can be the same way. It
That is
goes both
true.
ways. It can be
At the end of the day,
a lot of guys been getting screwed over, a lot of girls get screwed over. It goes
at the
both
end of the day, hurt people, and that's just 100. So like if you're really hurt, before you go out and hurt somebody else, just heal yourself. As long as you heal yourself, get your mental right, your emotions right, everything right, and then when you feel like okay, now I'm able to give myself to somebody else, because at the end of the day, when you're trying to get into a relationship with somebody, you have to give your all. That's no doubt. You have to give your all, or that shit won't work. So
it won't work. Oh wait, it ain't work. Same thing.
it's like we're here. That's what it is.
That's
Just
my
it
jam.
ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Just get yourself together. Get your mental right. Right now, my mental is gone. My mental is not here, and I'll be a whole hundred with that. Like right now, dating is out the question for me. I just need some time to heal myself and
And
try to get
healing,
back to a space to like I can allow somebody else in my space. Right now, I'm not. I'm not
yes.
doing it.
And
I'm not.
healing takes time.
It
You can't
does.
put a time stamp on that. You
Can't.
don't know, like, oh, I'll be good in 6 months. I'll be good next year. And you still might be still stuck on the guy or girl you're
Yep.
dating with or dealing with, or a friend. It doesn't have to only be romantic relationships. It can be friendships as well. It can
Maybe
be
friendships,
family
anything,
family
family.
relationships as well. So it can be anything.
Because if you're working off emotions and you're not steady yourself, you're just gonna constantly go in a downward spiral. Like it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna work. You have to get yourself right. So
Yes.
then you can have like these conversations with people or be cool. You just gotta get yourself right. I'm sorry.
I
You just
mean,
do.
Destiny Child said it the best. The words of a broken heart is
I'm done.
just emotion taking me over.
I might have to listen to
Caught
that.
up in sorrow, lost in the song. That is the
Did
jam.
you hear?
and that is
Did you
the
hear the
truth.
vocals? Did you hear the vocals? Did you hear the vocals? Okay, the vocals. Hey,
Words of a
if
broken heart.
if you are listening and you're not watching, I just need to state that Heather's hair is gorgeous right now. Look at it.
Thank you. Look at this
It's
color, honey.
the color is awesome. The length is
sangria.
awesome. Like it,
Yes.
she looks so
Yes,
pretty.
stretch me out, okay?
Limb check, okay? Like she is so pretty.
Oh my God.
And
Well,
then she has this sunlight coming through her fucking window. Like I wasn't prepared. Like I got my studio light and she got the natural sunlight coming through. I don't get sun this way, but it's okay.
Oh my God. But okay, now let me hype up my bestie, okay? This bucket hat that she got on, her DIY creation, it is magnificent. And she drops videos every Wednesday for Drew Wednesday.
That's what I'm talking about.
You better check it out so you can get into this DIY action.
See, and that's why just hype your people up. Hype your people up, please. Like we need support. All of us need support, okay? Just hype your people.
Yes. Hype the people. Okay, so I have one more type of fear that I would like to tap into really quickly because I know we're almost over. But
oh shoot! Oh gosh. Okay.
This one is natural disasters. Now that is a fear. Like we've talked about the emotional. We talked about childhood. We talked about like physical, future, purpose, all of that. But like natural disasters, girl, that is something that is unpredictable. Okay, so now look, I'm gonna keep it 100. I've been in LA my whole life. I'm a Cali girl, city girl for life. I am still scared of earthquakes. I don't care what nobody says.
Bob, you cannot be. Like, I'm not accepting that. I'm not accepting
one of those who be
I'm not accepting it. I feel like anybody that's born and raised, grown in LA, you cannot be scared of earthquakes. There's no way. Because honestly, it's enough people that migrate out here that be like, hey, you can't look.
I know.
You be looking at them like, what?
I know. And it
wasn't even that deep. Like,
but it'd be deep for me, girl, because I think of the worst possible. I'm the type of person, whether it's a natural disaster, whether I'm going out for an audition, whatever it might be, I think of the worst possible scenario. So that comes to my mind. And so I get nervous. I get scared.
Really?
And I know, and after an earthquake, I run to Twitter, the whole Twitter fam, like we all come together and congregate. It's like an assembly, like if you're at school and you go assemble. We literally congregate on Twitter and someone says earthquake, and then it'd be hella retweets, and people are like, yep, I felt it. Yep. Oh, I thought I was tripping. Oh, yeah, that woke me up. Blah, blah. It'd be all the tweets, right? And so,
I'm not shocked. Weren't you the one in the helmet? Did you make a video with you in the helmet? Oh, yeah. I shouldn't even be shocked at this point. At this point, I shouldn't even be shocked.
I am weak. I have that hard hat. It's a real hard hat that I got because I did the certification, the emergency preparedness certification when I was working at NBC Universal. And I took that course. I got my certificate and I got my bag with my first aid kit, my hard hat. So I am trained to go up in a building and help people if like a building collapsed.
Okay, wait a minute. Let's time out. Okay, say it was an earthquake. You are trained. What you just told me, you are trained. It was an earthquake. Something happened. You about to go in that building, sis? Are you about to go and save the people?
I'm not. Well, I guess it's my civic duty too, since I did take the training and I have the materials. Now that like I have the materials, but like if it's a fire, I'm not doing that. I couldn't do it because I don't have the breathing material. I'm not about to.
Okay, fire is a little different.
But like if it's a building, I have my hard hat, and if nobody was available and somebody's like, my cousin, my mama, my grandma, I have my backpack, and I would probably go up there and try to help. Yes, I think I would. But
really,
in that situation, it's a situational type of thing. Like I don't know. I'm talking now, saying yes, I would. But it depends because like the buildings, you have to be alert. Like you have to know Like, is something going to still be crumbling down? Like, when did the disaster happen and how
Child.
long after? Because things can still be crumbling
Yep,
down
I'm a wrap.
hours
It's a wrap.
later, so you just don't know. But if it's like someone's, I
Okay.
don't know. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
I
I
think
don't
I
know if
would.
I don't know if I'm an asshole for this, but this is with anything. I love everybody. I want to make sure everybody good. But when there's a natural disaster happening or something happening, it's me,
Hmm.
myself, and I. I'm
You said
sorry.
I'm out of there.
I I will tell you, come on. If you don't move when I say come on,
That
then
was you caring. That was you
that was me.
caring.
That was me giving a fuck. Prime example. When we went to that party in Compton, Carson, whatever the hell, and motherfuckers was shooting.
Delamo
I told,
party.
I told you. I don't know who. I think it was you. I think I told you in Car. I said they shooting. I ran.
She was out of there. And
If
you know who
y'all,
was left behind? Me and Lonnie. Lonnie and I were left behind. I don't know. Asia Cree and Carly was gone.
no,
Me
I
and
wasn't.
Lonnie
I
was
was left
still
behind.
in the
I was.
party.
Don't let her fool you. I was left behind too, but I got up out of there first. I was the first one to dip about.
Yes.
Not Cree never got out the car.
Oh, that's right.
She never went in the party. So I ran up out of there. Soon as I heard the first boop, I said, "Oh no, I'm out." I said,
And
"They
me and
shooting
Lonnie
y'all."
still out here
And,
dancing
and
and
Heather
trying
was
to
like,
kiki.
"What?" Heather was like, "Wait," and
Because
I
I
said,
don't
"They
never be
shooting,"
ready to
and I
leave. I don't
ran. And I ran. I didn't even want to hear what her response was. I told her they're shooting. Time to go. And I ran up out of there. I ran the fuck up out of there. And then I got to the car. I was the only one. I think Carla had got to the car, and Carla was in the car. It was Carla and Creed sitting in the car.
Yep.
I'm banging on the door.
Oh my God, they didn't let you in. I remember
They
that.
didn't let me in. They didn't let me in, bro. They didn't let me in.
I remember that.
But
Unbelievable.
but I knew how to make a situation work. Like if I'm gonna hide, I'm gonna get up out of here. Like
Oh my gosh. And meanwhile, Lonnie and I were still in the house. This one guy, I think he had a gun on him. He was like, we were like standing in the house and he was like walking by like he's some head honcho and he like looking us all up and down. Like it was like some real gangster movie stuff. Like he was looking us up and
girl,
down, looking crazy
no.
and stuff. And then so like that was honestly, I wasn't that scared. I'm like, he ain't gonna kill nobody, he ain't gonna shoot nobody. Like, come on.
See how they
But
do?
like
No, no,
but
no.
like it
One
it
one.
was
Boop, I'm out.
it was surreal. It was surreal because we were there and he's like walking past us, like we're Loki held hostage. And so then after that, he let us go. And I think that because that was his home, because like that was my homie's house from Long Beach, and like I don't know, he was trying. I guess that guy, since we were still there, trying to see if like we were affiliated with any of the nonsense that was going on. Turns out, I think somebody was just shooting up in the air.
They
I
were.
think it was like D Nice or something like that. Whatever his name is, not D Nice, not the DJ. This other guy, J Nice, whatever his name is.
Oh, that's
But
funny.
so then me and Lonnie were scared, and I think we had to hop the fence from the backyard to get
See,
out of the vicinity of the house. And then like we're nervous because we're like, okay, where's the shooter at? Is he like who? Because we didn't know
nope.
it was somebody from the house shooting in the air, so we didn't know. So now we hop the fence, we get out, legs all scraped up, and we're like army crawling on the
First of all,
sidewalk, and we're
these
going from
niggas
house
didn't
to
want to
house.
leave. These niggas didn't want to leave when I told them to get the fuck up out of there. These
So we had to go through
motherfuckers
all of that.
was in there just trying to keep twerking. No, soon as I heard, boop, I'm out. I said, hey y'all, they shooting. Let's go. And Heather's like, what? No, they not.
Lesson learned, okay? Lesson learned, okay?
Like just okay, that's what y'all want to do. I'm still up out of here, and I get the fuck up out of there, and then nobody want to let me in the car. So then at the end of the day, my brain was like, Asia, get to safety. Asia, get to safety somehow. Like, and I was shocked. I'm still mad about Crino because I've had conversation
Right.
with her
We talked
constantly.
about this.
Like,
Yeah.
girl, why you ain't let me in the car?
Like I'm right here.
Turned
Like no
around
one
and
else.
seen me.
Yeah, no one else is gonna run up in the car because I'm right here. Like no one was behind you or nothing, huh? Like
Right,
just
like, girl, you wouldn't let me
let
in the
me
car.
in.
To where like some random girl seen me hiding, ducking behind a car and was like, "Are you okay? They shooting." and I'm telling her about the situation. They were like, maybe you can call the person to tell them to meet you at the
Oh, the
7
gas
gas
station.
station or something. And I'm like, and then in my head, I'm like, do I trust these fools? Like, I
Right.
don't know them at all, but I'm by myself. Like, what's the alternative at this point? So I'm like, okay, I'm
Okay.
gonna text them. I'm gonna text them. I'm gonna text them. I'm
And
like, girl,
meanwhile, me and Lonnie is hiding in the neighbor's driveway, hopping between cars in the driveway because we're like, okay, is it safe? Is it safe? And we hear footsteps coming by on the sidewalk, and we're like, shh, shh, shh. Like that mess was. I will
bro,
never
that was
forget that.
crazy. My
Never
thing
forget
was
that.
like, it was like I heard one boot, and then I ran, I moved, and then when I got to the car, and I'm like, ducks, I'm knocking on the door, and then I heard boop 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 boop. I said, open
Girl, it
the
went
door.
off.
Like now I'm like, open the door. And she wouldn't open the door. She looked back, it wouldn't open the door. Okay,
That
well
is
now I gotta make
trifling.
moves because it's like
I ain't
I
gonna
felt
be caught
like
out
this was
here.
like
That mess was a movie, girl. Like that was crazy. And I'm mad because the party, I mean, right before that gunshot, the party was jumping.
it
Like it was
was.
just
It was
starting
lit.
to
It was lit.
oh,
It was
I'm
lit.
mad.
I had a fun time. I did.
So, but what you said earlier, key, I feel like for any natural disaster, listen to your instincts. You're like, okay, I
Period.
need to get out of here. You gotta go.
You gotta go. Period. You have to.
Because I feel like you're always gonna get that gut instinct for sure.
But you know,
So
I like you said, I always I mean, at the end of the day, I'm not that nervous about an earthquake, but in the same breath, when it happens, I still sit here like, what what if the freeway collapse when I'm right here? Like, I
something
always
like
think about
yeah,
stuff like that. I don't want to be under the freeway or freeway ramp and in the shit knocked down because what
right.
do you do for something serious?
That's
That's
and that's the
the
thing that I think
hard thing
that's
for
what scares me the most. Because the
yeah.
media is always talking about the big one,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh my god, is this the big one? So that part like scares
I
me the
feel
most.
like you gonna know when it's the big one for sure.
I know,
So
and I
like
ain't
when
got
little
no
stuff
water
happen,
in the house. I ain't got no snacks or water up in this house right now. If we were to have a big one, I
I'm
ain't
a little
got
prepared.
nothing
I'm a little prepared. I guess
but my red bag with my hard hat and my first aid
I
kit.
wish
I
I had
got
a
that,
hard hat because I ain't got that. But
but
what
I
I
need
for
some
sure
water.
make sure
I need water.
now I get nervous about a ceiling fan. Like I don't want that running
Mm.
when stuff happens. Like I'm in my head, I'm just envisioning like the shit falling off the ceiling just and chopping me the hell up. That
Oh,
makes
girl,
me.
that's some Final Destination
It
type of
is.
stuff.
It is. But I'm like, it could happen. Like,
I
nah.
think that's the benefit of technology with the advanced technology right now. If we get like one of those home pods, you can be like, Siri, turn off all the electronics. And then it'll turn it off. And like it happens so instantly. Siri, turn off the fan. Get one of those ring security systems. Turn everything
But I need to
off.
because there's little stuff that I be concerned about. Like now, people know me for driving a little, you know. I've had people tell me if they ever robbed a bank, like I would be the getaway. But now, child, the way no, like I be trying to drive a little cautious. Like I don't trust
yeah,
people out here in
because
these
things
streets.
happen so fast.
So fast, and like I've seen an accident. Like I was racing somebody in high school. We was racing. We did a little race, and of course I was winning. Sorry, but
Ah, that
and
BMW.
when I was looking in my rear view, it looked like it was so slow motion. This person that I that I knew, it's not even funny, but I'm laughing because he's okay. But he got in an accident. I think he tried to maneuver somehow, and the person hit his car, and his shit turned like super sideways. Like he was riding
Ooh.
sideways. And I'm watching it in
Ooh.
my rear view, like it was looking so slow
Oh my
motion
god.
to where I'm like, oh my God. I almost feel responsible, low
Oh
key. I
no.
mean,
Oh,
but
because
it's
that's who
like,
you're racing.
I'm not
But you're
responsible
not.
because you decided to race me, and
Yeah.
I didn't want to say
And
I'm
we
better at this, but it was so bad. Like he was on
yeah.
like his whole car was turned sideways, and he was riding like this
Dang.
to where I'm like, I got so scared when I'm watching. I
That's
was with my brother,
scary.
and I'm
That's
watching it
scary.
in the rearview mirror, like it was slow motion, and so I pulled over, and I was like, "Dude, are you okay?" Oh my! That was the last time
Yeah.
I ever raced. I ain't never raced ever again in my life after that. That's scary.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
no,
scary.
for real. For
That's
real.
scary. I would
Mm,
never, ever again in my life race ever again.
man. So that's a fear.
For sure. Like I'm not
I am,
when it comes
yeah,
to my
I
car,
agree.
like I don't
That's something that I'm fearful of, and I don't need to be doing. I'll never forget.
yeah.
I was with Aaron. I had went somewhere. Aaron had picked me up. I think we were all that when we used to all hang. Us, me, you, Aaron, and
Mhm.
Brad. Girl, I don't know where we were going, but I'll never forget being in his car, and I will never get in that man's car again. And
Nope.
that was over a decade ago. And I
No.
don't know even know if he has this little race car. Remember that race
He
car he
does.
had? He
Any
does.
car he gets is still like equipped. Like
I
nah.
said, I will never forget that feeling. I said, Aaron, please slow down. You don't have to do this with me in the car.
You
Like,
were
I don't care. Don't use the horsepower on me.
you were with
Okay.
Aaron because when I was with Bradford, I was getting upset because he had a whole stick shift car and he didn't know how to drive a stick. And he was pissing
Was
me
that
off.
that blue car?
Yes,
When
he
he
was
first
pissing
got
me
the blue
off.
car?
I was like, "You don't even know what you're doing," and he would yell at me like, "I know what I'm doing. You don't know nothing about cars." And I said, "I know that you don't know how to
Yeah.
drive a stick, cause like
Yes. I
this
think
ain't
we were
it."
both all meeting up, and I was with
Yeah,
Aaron.
crazy.
I will never forget that because I was so scared, and it felt like I was in the Flintstones. I felt like I was sitting on the streets. It was so low. Oh my gosh,
His
it was
car was
so
super low,
low.
super low,
I
y'all.
felt every
Like
bump,
super low.
every crevice, everything, every pothole. It was
His
scary.
car was so low, y'all. Like, and he still get down with the racing. Look, I don't know if he raced for real, but like he really still go to like
Girl, I'm
like
shook.
to little shows and stuff. Like he really be down his car.
That's
Like
good for him. Don't put me in there. I ain't getting another race
I
car.
my granddad had left the Porsche, his Porsche to me, right?
Yeah.
And so when that happened, when I got it, my I was in high school at this time. My dad was like, "You're not having it because you're already like heavy footed." Like he was like, "No, no, no. I can't have you trying to drive this. You drive too fast already." I was not allowed to have it, like allowed to have the Porsche
Dang.
at all. Like he was like, "You just drive too fast in general, and then you're trying to get a stick." No, so I was never taught how to drive a stick. Like I still don't know how to
Oh.
drive. I still don't know how to drive the stick. I wish I
Oh my.
I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now it's like I don't know if I want to.
I just want to
No.
maybe I'll do one of those like Porsche experiences that they have because I want to learn how to. I want to drive a race car once in
Girl,
my life, but
it's
no, but not
nice.
by myself.
It's
Yeah.
nice. It's fast. It's nice.
Oh my god.
It's the greatest. It's a whole different type of movement. Like it is.
I
Like
bet.
it's a whole different type of movement. So it's just like, ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Let's see me rolling.
It really is like that. And like my cousin, he knows how to drive a stick. I think that was his first car, it was a stick. But like it really is like it's like
Nice.
really it's nice. And I'm like,
Yeah.
but then after I'm riding like shotgun and stuff, I realized maybe I don't need a stick. Because
Oh
I drive kind of I move
my
like
god.
that. I don't like
It'll just be for play.
yeah, I don't know if I need a stick because I probably would act stupid. I might
Oh
act.
no. And yeah, once you get behind it, it's like, oh, let's have some fun. I feel like
Yeah,
you
I
have
might
no
act
choice but
stupid.
to want to have some fun when you're driving this stick.
Yeah, I might
You
act a little
gotta,
stupid.
it's a
Now I get it.
toy.
Thank you,
It's a
Dan.
rich man's toy.
It really is. It really is a rich
A
man's
rich
toy.
man woman toy. Yes.
Rich woman's toy. Okay,
Yes, yes. But
like
yeah,
that's
girl,
cool.
this was such a great
I like
episode.
this episode. Like at the end of the day, guys, I know that you have fears or like are trying to conquer fears. Like, just don't let those fears take over. Like, if you want to do something or like if you feel something in your heart, you wanted to overcome something, just put the steps forward and do it. Like, because that fear could be, it could be detrimental. Like, it could really sit here and have you thinking a certain way. It can have you second guessing yourself, second guessing your talent, second guessing your
Yeah,
purpose. Like, just don't let that fear overcome what you actually want to do in life. And
exactly.
that's just period. Like,
Well said. Yeah.
period.
And also try to work through the childhood fears and traumas that you
Yeah.
may have had growing up, or like new developed fears and traumas. Like,
Yeah.
going to therapy is okay. I
It's
know that's
okay.
something that, our generation, and being African American, like, that's
Yeah.
something that we're not really accustomed to, but it is growing and it's becoming more of a norm now, which is beautiful. Definitely, if you need someone to
Yes.
talk to, go see a therapist and definitely have
Period.
those conversations, because that'll definitely benefit you in the future, and help you overcome those fears and
Yes.
traumas so you can live your best life. Let's get it. We don't owe nobody
Period.
nothing. You don't have to
Period.
prove nothing to nobody but yourself. Love yourself, be yourself, and let's
At the end of the
experience
yes,
life
just don't
in the
let your
fullest.
fears take over. Don't let your fears be a downfall. Don't sit here and feel like because you're fearful of something that something is wrong with you. You're not. That's
Yes,
just
I love
human.
that.
That's just human shit. Just deal with your emotions, deal with your fears, deal with, as long as you deal with it in the most positive way that you can, you good. Like, period. Like, don't let nobody
Very
think
good.
that you're stupid for being fearful of something. Like, you're good. We all have fears. That's human nature. We're
Yes.
all fearful of something.
Tell them that it's what? Human nature. Why? Why? All right, y'all. Well, till next Tuesday.
Right. To next Tuesday. To next cherry popping Tuesday.